What is going on, people out there? This is your guy, Clayton Arzino, and we got a really good video here today. I'm going to be reacting to. It's a video from Tom Homan. If people don't know who that is, right? Tom Homan is the current border czar, right? The previous border czar, Kamala Harris, right? She didn't do her job, right? But this guy, ever since Trump got in office, this guy has not only made it his job, but made it a point to make sure that the border is protected, right? He's also been the lead person, working with ICE agents throughout the country to round up illegal immigrants, or at least help them, round up the illegal immigrants. So I actually have a video here that was uploaded earlier today on Fox News, on YouTube. I will definitely leave their description, and not description, but a link to their video down in the description. There we go. So, yeah, let's go ahead and play it and see what the border czar has to say.
Well, several suspects are now in custody after a Texas police officer was shot in the neck while responding to a call outside of an ICE facility. So it happened in Alvarado, which is near Fort Worth. This was over the holiday weekend, and Jonathan Hunt is following this story for us. Hi, Jonathan.
Good morning, Dana. This all played out in the late evening of July 4th outside the Prairieland Detention Center in Alvarado. Police officers responded to a call about a suspicious person outside the center. When they arrived, they saw someone who appeared to have a gun. One of the Alvarado officers tried to talk to that person, and at that point, several other people opened fire on the officer, who was hit in the neck. He was treated at a local hospital and has since been released. Officers arrested a number of people at the scene. A motive for the attack is still being investigated, but the Department of Homeland Security said a group of more than a dozen people had slashed tires of federal vehicles and damaged security cameras at the ICE facility. There was also another attack on an ICE facility in Portland, Oregon, Friday night.
Yo, what the fuck is up with y'all attacking these damn ICE officials, bro? These people trying to do their job, trying to do the job that should have been handled a long time ago, right? Now, all of a sudden, people want to jump in arms and do all this protest and fight against the officers. Literally, these people, I don't get it, right? They're trying to fight for what? Something that really don't matter to a lot of them. You can't go over to every country in the world, right, and do what people have done here. You can't. Like, believe it or not, a lot of people don't want to believe it. They want to distract you and talk about something else. You can't do that. You cannot come into this country without going through proper channels. That's what it is. If I wanted to say, become a member of, like, Japan, right? If I want to go over there and become a citizen, right? There are certain things I have to go through, and certain obstacles. Well, I wouldn't say obstacles, right? But it's certain things I have to go through in order to become a Japanese citizen, right? If I don't do that, then I won't be a Japanese citizen. Like, what? I don't get it, And then, like, let me just finish playing it. Let me finish playing it before I get off subject here.
A facility that has been the site of an ongoing protest for several weeks. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche wrote on X Saturday morning, quote, "We are closely monitoring the attacks on DHS detention facilities in Prairieland, Texas and Portland, Oregon, and are coordinating with the USAOs and our law enforcement partners. The department has zero tolerance for assaults on federal officers or property and will bring the full weight of the law against those responsible." Now, both attacks, Dana, happened on the day President Trump signed his domestic policy bill into law, a bill, of course, that includes some $45 billion to expand the capacity of immigration detention centers and $31 billion for ICE operations. Dana?
All right, Jonathan Hunt, thank you.
On that topic, Tom Homan joins us. Border czar, North Lawn. Tom, good morning to you, and thank you for your time today.
Big T, what's up?
Good morning.
Let's get to the big, beautiful bill in a moment. Who were these
Hey, just so y'all know, him right here, this man right here, that Tom Homan dude, the white man with the red Tom, yeah, he ain't one of them you want to fuck with. He is not the one. He ain't it. So just letting y'all know. Proceed.
suspects who were fired, who actually fired the shots and were later arrested? Who were they, Tom?
Look, they're your typical protesters that go from protesters to criminals. The attack on ICE officers, you've covered it many times, is up nearly 700% now. We were talking 500% a couple weeks ago, so it continues. The rhetoric against the men and women of ICE is skyrocketing, especially by members of Congress. We have senators, we have Congress people that compare ICE to the Nazis, compare ICE to racists, and it just continues. So the public thinks, well, if a member of Congress can...
Because they want people who are not illegally or not legally citizens of the United States. They want them gone. Like, I don't get it. Where's the inhumane aspect of it, right? There is none. There isn't one.
Attack ICE, why can't we? So the rhetoric has to stop. Or it's a matter of time for someone to, one of the ICE officers goes down or a criminal goes down. But we already see an officer go down.
To be clear, so these were American citizens? These weren't illegals who opened fire?
No. As far as the investigation, I want to get ahead of the local investigation on this, but they appear to be agitators, people that are protesting ICE operations, damaging ICE property, want to attack ICE officers.
Okay, let's talk about the money. And Tom, you got a lot of it. $170 billion for immigration in the big beautiful bill. Here's what it'll cover, all right? $46 billion for border wall construction. That could be completed by the time President Trump's second term is done. $45 billion expanding immigration detention capacity. $30 billion for the ICE hiring and training. $6 billion for border technology and surveillance. And it really appears that really has not been something that's been talked about a lot in this bill. But that's going to go a long way. In addition, put this up. You have 10,000 new ICE agents. Currently, you employ 5,000. You add 10,000 more for a total of 15,000. Tom, how will immigration in America change with that amount of resources going into the operation that you run?
Look, this is the first time I've seen an ICE plus up in decades. I mean, I started in 1984. I saw the Border Patrol get plussed up, 4 or 5 times. When I was in the Border Patrol, we had like 4,000 agents. Now they got 20,000. ICE has never been plussed up at a meaningful level. And that was a problem because the more you plus up Border Patrol, the more the arrests on the border increase. When they arrest them, they go in detention. Now,
Vinton, Louisiana? They that deep in Louisiana? Dog, what? That's crazy. That is small town Louisiana right there, and y'all are that deep. Damn.
It's ICE's job, detention. It's ICE's job, transportation. It's ICE's job to go to immigration proceedings. It's ICE's job for removal. So ICE has never been plussed up at the level. This is the biggest plus up we've ever seen, which is going to create efficiencies in the program. We can transport people, detain people, remove people quickly, but it also adds more officers to the streets, which we need. You just said it. We got less than 5,000 deportation officers at ICE. We got over 20 million illegal aliens in this country. And I see the rhetoric right now, ICE, it's the number 3,000 days ridiculous. Well, I want to be clear. If you do the math, we would have to arrest 7,000 people every day for the remainder of the Trump administration just to remove those that Biden released into the country. So $3,000 people a day is not unreasonable. This gives more agents on the street to arrest more criminals, more national security threats. It couldn't come fast enough.
Tom, will this change some aspects of America?
Look, I think it's going to make America safer. For every criminal alien we take off the street and deport to another country, for every national security threat. Look, we got over 200 Iranians who are arrested since the Iran conflict. So this is going to make this community safer. Bill, we got over 600,000 illegal aliens with criminal records walking the streets of this nation. With this plus up, we can take them into custody, remove them quicker. That's going to make this country safe again. We're going to show the whole world that if you enter this country illegally, which is a crime, and you commit yet another crime here, There is zero tolerance. We're going to find you and deport you. We got to show the world there's consequences for violating our laws.
One more thing here. We watched about a week ago, Everglades, Southern Florida, Alligator Alcatraz was open. Here's a headline, Alligator Alcatraz 2.0, second migrant detention center plan in the Florida Everglades. You've got that, and you've got Stephen Miller, who said this about a week ago. Roll this.
We want to go to every Republican state, pick up the phone, call DHS, work with us to build facilities in your state so that we can get the illegals out, we can get the criminals out.
Tom, which states do you see accepting that today?
Look, I think every red state governor would want to help us do this, because we need a lot more beds. We need 100,000 beds, and right now we got about 58,000 in custody. So we got to ramp up those beds quickly. Thank God, Governor DeSantis came through. This is a great facility. It's got an airstrip right there that we're going to use not only to deport people from that facility, we're going to use that as a staging area for the East Coast. We got a staging facility in Arizona. We got one in Texas. It's great. In Louisiana, it's great to have one in Florida. But I hope all the red state governors step up and help us do this, because we need beds quickly. And they got a prison system. They can certainly build upon that. But it's also going to give an efficiency to American taxpayer. Detention facilities are expensive. We're looking for the best deal out there. We're still going to count on our private contractors. They do it better. They do it cheaper than the U.S. government does it. But we want the government to step up. This is their problem, too. I mean, what Biden administration did to this country is a problem for every state in the country, even blue states. But I just don't think they're going to step up, because they're too busy attacking ICE and they're too busy attacking Trump policies.
On that point, quick question, quick answer. Could this get ugly?
As long as the false stories go out, being pushed out by the media and members of the Hill, it could get ugly. I just hope the rhetoric stops, because we're talking about life and death here. These men and women of ICE, the men and women of Border Patrol, remember this, they're mothers and fathers too. They don't hang their heart on a hook when they go to work. They're enforcing the laws enacted by Congress. If you don't like it, go protest Congress.
Tom Homan, thank you for your time. We'll speak again very soon. Thank you from the White House today. I'm Steve Ducey.
Well, and yeah, Tom Homan, he had it right, bro. He had it right. Y'all need to stop fucking with these damn people. Let these people do their jobs. Y'all didn't do what was right. Y'all didn't do what was required. Y'all didn't actually make sure we didn't have, well, you guys wouldn't be in this situation. You know what I'm saying? So, all in all, I would say Tom's right. Leave these people alone, because people keep dying, people keep getting shot at. And it's like, bro, most of y'all not even illegals. Most of y'all were born here. Y'all just got this mindset of, oh, we gotta fight for those who can't fight for themselves. But you making it about a situation in which the situation ain't even about that. It's not nobody who can't fight for themselves. Somebody who's not here the legal way. The legal way. You can't come to this country illegally and expect to stay. I know people in power have literally made rules in which made it okay, right? Let me actually pull up this story, right? Because I don't care what it seemed like. It could be called cherry picking. I don't give a fuck. Give me 1 second. Here it is. Yo, give me 1 second. Let me pull this up. So y'all remember this? Y'all don't remember this story right here? Young girl. It literally happened like a year ago, right? Young 12-year-old child. Now, granted, when the story happened, the child wasn't even supposed to be outside at that time of night. It was like late, like 11, 12, overnight. A child that young, for one, parents, red flag, right? But at the same time, two things can be true. Parents were wrong, and the little girl should not have been out. But at the same time, she should not have went through and endured whatever she endured with those two illegal criminals, right? There are many more of them out here. This is not the first story here in the Houston area. It was one that actually gained significant reach around the country, you know. But this ain't the first time this has happened. This ain't the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth time this has happened. This is something that has happened routinely, not only just here, but nationwide. We have problems with our own criminals. You know, it wasn't even that long ago when people used to get locked up and lives would have crazy blemishes on it, all for weed, right? So this is the same justice system that used to throw people under the jail for a long time just for smoking a tree. Yet alone, we got people committing crimes, people committing actual sins, like actual real life sins, things that at least the Bible say you're not supposed to do, right? You got people doing that and they just get released out. People protest on their behalf. You know what I'm saying? Bro, this shit should have been, it shouldn't have even happened. Because why the fuck you even got criminals walking around the city scot free just to do some shit like that? Why are they even here? So, and that's why I said during, when he was talking about the red states participate, Texas might give them issues, or Texas might say they're participating, and they might not tell them everything they need to know. Because one thing about Texas is, although Texas is a red state, they don't like to lose their workers. They don't like to lose the people that they could pay $4, $5, $6 an hour. Because keep in mind, minimum wage in the state is still $7.25 right now in 2025. It's still $7.25, right? You still could get offered jobs 10, 11, $12 an hour, $13 an hour. Like that's very much a thing. But if you not legally over here, they know they can get free work out of you. They know they can get cheap labor out of you. You know what I'm saying? They know, hey, if I only pay you like $50 throughout the week, and every 2 weeks, if I give you like $150, you good. You ain't gonna be over here tripping. You ain't gonna be over here saying I need to make more money and then giving half-ass effort, which is another story for another day. But more of the story, long story short, I should say, things like this one situation, there are many others that happen, right? These are things we try to avoid, along with having these people over here that did not go through becoming a citizen the proper way. That's everything. That's it. People want to protest. People want to act like, oh, these people are evil. These people are demonic. These people are this, that, and the third. It's not. You have ICE officials. You have ICE agents. They're doing their job. They're trying to, as you heard, it's not enough. Like it's an estimate for around 20 million. That 20 million could easily be 25 million, 28 million. That's just an estimate. So if y'all was already only 5K around the country, of course it will be way more of a harder task. And then what people want to protest, you got all kind of Congress and office officials trying to literally stand in the way on to support these people, and I think that's stupid. I think that's wrong, and I think that shows, hey, I don't want y'all to get deported because that could affect my money. It's right there in their face, but a lot of people won't acknowledge it. A lot of people will be like, no, I ain't worried about that, or I don't believe that. No, that's why a lot of these people in office, a lot of these white people and some black people, y'all dumbass. That's why they defended them, because a lot of them, when they get deported, that's a lot of their money going away. And I've said it before. Certain people cannot become rich if they can't play off of the fact of certain people being the victim, right? The food stamp issues, uh, Medicaid, Medicare going away, or at least you have to prove that you work a certain amount. This whole deportation thing, they try to make it more of a victim type of deal, And some people love it. Some people it works on. And then some people like myself, you can't sell me, bro. You can't sell me on being a victim. I ain't no victim. I'm not. Sorry. But I love to hear from you guys. If you agree, if you believe we need to clean the country up and get everything back in order and protect our people who are out here working with ICE, the ICE agents, protect them, protect their livelihoods because they too want to go back home to their family. Or if you believe that, hey, if you're illegal, you should stay. If you believe that, hey, these ICE agents, they had it coming, comment that below this video. I would love to hear from any and everybody who watched this. All right? Until next time, y'all, take it easy and please run your AC or fans because it is hot as shit. Peace.